When talking rivalry in K-pop, things can sometimes get messy. However, the drama between NewJeans and ILLIT has reached heights nobody could have predicted, as lawsuits have made the situation beyond complicated. The tension reportedly began when Min Heejin, CEO of Adore, began to suspect that another HYBE group, ILLIT, was drawing a little too much inspiration from NewJeans. Known for their fresh concept, bold aesthetic, and record-breaking hits, NewJeans quickly became HYBE's crown jewel. However, behind the scenes, it seemed like not everyone was thrilled with their success. According to sources close to Min Heejin, there was a growing sense that HYBE wasn't giving her or NewJeans the credit they deserved. In fact, rumors began that certain executives were frustrated that her work had overshadowed other projects within the company. Things then took a darker turn when Min Heejin began suspecting that HYBE was attempting to replicate NewJeans' winning formula for one of their new groups, ILLIT, who they hoped would gain the same level of popularity. Since their debut, ILLIT has faced constant comparisons to NewJeans, as both groups have shared many similarities. Being a 5-member girl group under the HYBE umbrella, releasing music with fast-paced digital aesthetics, wearing cute school-inspired uniforms, and even appearing at high-profile fashion events around their debut are just some of the things that both groups have been connected to. These overlaps weren't lost on fans, who quickly noticed the similarities that extended into visual branding, choreography, and even the album designs of the two groups. Min Heejin reportedly voiced some of these concerns and others to HYBE, but her warnings were dismissed, which is what ultimately pushed her to take things to the public, making bold claims about what she saw as blatant favoritism and even sabotage. Fans were left stunned when she alleged that HYBE had been copying her ideas while simultaneously undercutting her efforts. This wasn't just about artistic integrity. According to her, it was personal. After everything blew up, things started to spiral seriously, as Min Heejin's decision to whistleblow didn't come without consequence, and it didn't take long for HYBE to announce that Min Heejin would be stepping down as CEO of Adore. After hearing the news, it was widely assumed that she had been pushed out for daring to speak up against the corporate giant, especially since this seemed to have been entirely out of her hands. In an unexpected twist, even the members of NewJeans themselves were drawn into the conflict, as the girls surprised fans by taking a stand. The members shocked fans by creating an independent YouTube channel where they decided to go live and express their support for Min Heejin. However, they didn't just stop there, as one member seemed to hint at the ongoing drama between NewJeans and ILLIT. Fans were gobsmacked when NewJeans member Hani hinted at some real-life tension behind the scenes, as she revealed that she was once passed by a group and their manager in a hallway, whom she attempted to greet, but was instead met with the manager telling the group to ignore her. The comment, though vague, sent people into a frenzy, as many couldn't help but feel like she had mentioned the incident for a reason. In fact, many were convinced that it was a thinly veiled reference to ILLIT and their rivalry. For a group as young as NewJeans, speaking out about internal conflicts was very unusual and incredibly risky. Their decision to address the issue head-on only added more fuel to the fire, as it was suddenly made very clear that there were real people behind the scenes who were clearly antagonizing NewJeans. While the members didn't name names, it became clear that the atmosphere at HYBE was exactly how people imagined it. Being left on their own, fans quickly pieced together the clues, and all signs seemed to point to ILLIT. Fans also speculated that HYBE's attempt to lift ILLIT's name had come at NewJeans' expense, not just creatively but also internally, which ultimately created a rift between the two groups that was impossible to ignore. The situation then escalated further when fans started suspecting that HYBE was going as far as to exclude NewJeans from certain promotional opportunities to make room for ILLIT. While these allegations are still unconfirmed, many netizens wouldn't be surprised if that was actually the case. The more details came out, the more passionate fans became on both sides of the conflict, especially since Min Heejin stirred the pot by directly accusing HYBE of doing these things. However, while fans of NewJeans were trying their best to support the group and advocate for their brand, fans of ILLIT found themselves on the defensive. Many argued that the group was being unfairly dragged into a controversy they had no control over, and that Min Heejin's war against HYBE was only creating more drama that was, for some reason, affecting the group more than the executives. With fans getting increasingly restless, things took even more of a turn when the internal HYBE document suddenly leaked, which some fans took as proof that HYBE was doing shady business. In fact, many took the documents to mean that HYBE was indeed planning to replace NewJeans with ILLIT, with some pointing out that the company basically admitted to it. The documents revealed how HYBE had been referring to the combination of LE SSERAFIM, ILLIT, and NewJeans as New Ali, but after seeing that ILLIT had started getting more and more attention, the company considered throwing away the new part and creating a whole new thing. HYBE was eventually forced to release a statement of its own, warning fans to be careful of misinformation and to avoid spreading exaggerated stories. This, unfortunately, had little effect on netizens arguing online, especially since many fans felt that HYBE's handling of this situation has been extremely unprofessional. Some netizens even believed that by allegedly pitting the two groups against each other in the first first place, the company has created a toxic environment that ultimately harms both sides. In another shocking twist, it seems like the ILLIT members might have had enough of being dragged into the mess surrounding NewJeans, as Belift Lab's CEO decided to speak up regarding the accusations that Hani had made on Live. Even if HYBE's internal affairs supposedly had ulterior motives, it was made clear that the members themselves had absolutely no fault in any of it. According to the CEO, the group has been immensely affected by everything that was going on, to the point where their promotions are getting hard to handle because of all the controversy surrounding their name. As per the statement, the members had initially tried to move past things without saying a word. However, it slowly came out that they were very allegedly worried about the Ignore Them controversy. After all, this wasn't just a dig at their manager, but also at their own integrity and the image that each member has attempted to build for themselves. The CEO claimed that the members were extremely confused to hear the news and allegedly questioned whether or not they had done something wrong, even asking why Hani would go as far as to accuse them of ignoring her in the hallway. The CEO didn't leave it at that either, as he made sure to highlight the strength of the group and the maturity that they have shown ever since these controversies started taking over their lives. In the eyes of the company, the way the girls have reacted to the trials has been more than enough proof that they are no longer rookies, and that by overcoming the current events, they will end up being even better artists. Finally, the statement ended by once again claiming that the ILLIT members were never told to ignore Hani, and that NewJeans' accusations are completely baseless. Despite this statement, many still weren't convinced that HYBE was intentionally pushing out the NewJeans members, especially after the leaked documents. Insiders suggest that HYBE may be creating these tensions on purpose, as they see all publicity as good publicity. Some have even accused the company of prioritizing financial gain over artistic integrity, effectively pitting NewJeans and ILLIT against each other in the process. HYBE's apparent disregard for creating unique identities for all its groups has been the biggest complaint from many netizens, who feel like HYBE needs to reconsider its strategies, especially if ILLIT is ever to succeed. Many industry professionals also argue that as a global entertainment leader, HYBE has a responsibility to innovate and support the creativity of all its artists rather than recycling ideas for short-term success. With the tension continuously building, ILLIT's agency, Belift Lab, has recently denied any wrongdoing as CEO. Kim Tae-ho addressed the controversy head-on, claiming that the allegations of plagiarism are completely false. He went on to reveal that the company had already filed a civil lawsuit against Min Heejin for obstruction of business and defamation, and that Belift is ready to prove the claims of plagiarism are baseless. However, while this might have sounded reassuring to some, his comments did little to calm the storm. For many, the legal threats against Min Heejin only fueled the rumors that HYBE was more focused on protecting its image than addressing the underlying issues. Fans of NewJeans in particular saw the lawsuit as an attempt to silence someone who dared to speak out against what she saw as unfair practices. In the end, despite the ongoing legal battle and endless fan wars, many are calling for companies to no longer involve artists in their feuds. After all, HYBE, Min Heejin, and the powerful CEOs aren't the ones suffering from all of this. It's the artists. ILLIT can't even cry without people assuming that they're lying and trying to gain sympathy, and NewJeans are being called all the nasty names in the book. The situation overall is unfair, as the two groups are being dragged into comparisons they likely never wanted, even if they're on good terms. The worst thing seems to be that it seems their relationship is ruined, and it probably won't be fixed even if things get settled. However, the situation remains unresolved for now, as HYBE has made it clear that it intends to defend ILLIT's reputation, while Min Heejin has yet to back down from her claims. As things continue to evolve in court, it's even possible that this could end up changing how all K-pop companies operate moving forward.